Thanks for staying with us. Days after Kaduna governor urged the federal government to declare bandits, kidnappers, and terrorists, popular Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi has warned that declaring bandits as terrorists will come with a price. We'd like to hear your thoughts. Join the conversation and call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. He also went further to say that Nigeria would stop existing as a sovereign and united entity if they are to be proscribed. I really do not understand what that means, but let me first come to the ladies. What do you think?
Okay, so just reading the headlines and listening to him, I was like, what is he saying? What would be just a change? How would a change in name cause disintegration? They're already killing people, they're already kidnapping, they're already criminals, they're already causing havoc in the country, in the north. So what else would just changing their name mean to them? But then if you read the report, he says that by giving them a different name, you would sort of take them away from just regular criminals and make them religious zealots. You would be putting a religious cover over their criminal behavior. And a lot of people are willing, those sort of people are willing to lose their life if they feel that they are fighting for a religion or for a cause that has to do with, a religion, instead of just being bandits who are criminals who will be arrested as criminals. But for me personally, it does not matter the name that they call them. The punishment is still the same. What it needs for them to be arrested, prosecuted, and made example of should still be the same no matter their names. It's important to call them terrorists because I think for Nigerians, when we say bandits, bandits usually maybe have limited time to face the consequences of their actions. Bandits can ask for, what do they normally call them?
Amnesty.
Amnesty and things like that. But terrorists are treated differently. And that's what Nigerians are asking for, that treat them in such a way that what they have done, they pay for what they have done. Because you take out lives, you have destroyed, children, you have kidnapped children, killed, ransacked villages, killed people. People cannot even go to their farms anymore. People are held in ransom because of their activities. So for me, whatever the names that they are called, they should just be, the Nigerian government and the military should just do the job of arresting these people, prosecuting them, and, punishing them.
Thank you, Miriam.
So a lot of people have called for, they've attacked Sheikh Gumi, they've called for him to be arrested. Many have said that he seemed to be a spokesperson for these bandits and all of that. He did not deny the fact that what the bandits are doing is a terror. What they are doing is killing, is an act of terrorism. They are killing innocent people, they are hurting people. So definitely it falls into an act of terrorism. My opinion of this is, the military has said that they are unable to fight these people because they are currently called bandits. There is limit to their ability to forcefully engage them. And for us to effectively quell this group of people that are springing up in different parts of the country, we might need to prescribe them as terrorists to be able to actively fight them. The request has been made formal even by the governor of Kaduna State. I support the idea of them being labeled terrorists so that we can effectively fight them. But I also believe that as a government, it's not just about calling somebody terrorist or about saying we're going to bomb them out, because the issues that are bearing these fruits are still on ground. So the issues on ground bear the fruit gave birth to the fruit called Boko Haram. The fruits, the seed, the roots that also gave birth to bandits is the one that gave birth to kidnapping in the southeast. He's giving birth to different crises in different parts of the country. So while we will label these bandits in the northwest, northwest terrorism, and we deal with them, we must create a system that prevents further roots from coming out, because another name will come out. Something else would come up again, and they will be looking for how to deal with them. The country must design a path to ensure that we gainfully employ our youth. We educate them appropriately, because one of the things that Sheikh Gumi mentioned, which is a valid conversation, is that we have people that fund crises worldwide. When they are bandits, they are nobodies. when you label them terrorists, these people that fund crises will want to partner with them and fund them to create more havoc. And so for me, it goes beyond labeling. Yes, label so that we can finally use our Tucano jets, because remember, we've had Tucano jets for months now that we cannot use because we cannot use Tucano jets to attack bandits that are still citizens that you're hoping to bring amnesty to. They should be attacked, but there must be a decisive plan on how to prevent new crop of criminals from coming up across the country.
Thank you so much, Tope. Do you have your thoughts?
First of all, I don't know why you have to call them terrorists or anything. Just, they are thieves, they are armed robbers, they are anything. Use Tucano jets if you have to use Tucano. Bomb all of them. I don't care what you call them. They are criminal elements.
Simple.
I don't see why military cannot attack them. Because the more you keep doing baby gloves with them, they are going to continue to commit atrocities. Now, you will not know until you know somebody who is directly affected, or you are directly affected by these people. Now, the people in power are not being directly affected by these people. You will hear, oh, they've kidnapped some people in Kaduna. You will hear they've kidnapped some people in...
Some children in different schools.
children in... I mean, can you imagine now? Let's put our minds into the minds of one of those children, or any of those children who have been... Forget about the parents first. Those children are the real people who experienced
direct victims of
this. You don't know what they went through. You don't know if they were raped, men, boys or girls. You don't know. But you know that when you look into their eyes, you can see pain.
Yes.
But you know, YK, this is a democracy. And one of the reasons... No,
wait. Before you go there, let me help you.
Okay.
Don't talk about democracy.
When it comes to... I wanted to land my point.
If I carry gun now, and I go and enter Dodan barracks or Abantiba or any barracks, what will they do with me?
They will not care.
They will shoot me immediately.
I get it.
Democracy or no democracy?
No, I get it. No, hold on. You know these Tucano jets that we got? We signed something with the US. And they are all big on human rights. So you sign that you cannot use this against the people that you are meant to serve. Yes, so the bandits are still criminals that you are meant to serve. And it's only the courts that has the right to prosecute, so prove them guilty, really guilty, if they are still under the name bandits. So that's why they are saying proscribe these people so that we can use this jet and we will not be facing international courts.
So there's this conversation
we have to do things right.
I want to. You see these Americans that are saying, don't use Tucano jet. When you see one man will enter a school or will enter somewhere in America
and shoot.
When the police get there, what do? They shoot. They shoot him.
So
they finish them. They finish the life of the person. They don't wait for any court. So don't tell me I should go and wait for court before you. So you see, people who are terrorizing me.
I get what YK is saying, and I think that sometimes it gets that this reaction will come because it will be annoying when you hear the military saying that we can't really fight them because we don't have waiting. Yes, we are waiting. But they've said it over and over again that democracy. Even the president has said it that the democracy, if it was military, there are things he would do. That it would just decree it, but democracy follows processes.
You have to follow
and
processes.
there are laws, and they can now say there are war crimes that have taken place, and they would hold him accountable for them. Now,
but they will say
when they prescribed Nnamdi Kanu's group, did they go through democratic?
Yes. So I was going to say that, but we know that IPOB did not do half of what the bandits have done to be prescribed.
At the time they were
prescribed. So it's important that we are not just honest, but we are seen to be honest.
We balance
and this government has to do a whole lot more to show that we are committed to protecting lives and property across the nation. There is no favoritism of anybody at any point in time because the way it looks is as if some people are more equal than the others.
I don't agree with this line of conversation where you are taking it. For me, I feel that what they're doing, what the military is doing with the bandits is what they will do if they call them the name. We're still reading of military people going to forests and killing them and taking whatever it is that they have. We hear all the time about the military ransacking their camps, taking away arms and ammunition, arresting them and locking them up. So the military is already doing that. The military is already using fighter jets to fight
them.
The Tucano jets were not because, oh, we're waiting to see whether we can call them bandits or terrorists. The Tucano jets were because we need to further build up our armory and have enough firearms to fight these people.
But they're refusing to use it.
So it's not about, it was not about bandits or terrorists. It was because we knew we were fighting insurgents.
Okay.
And that's what we're fighting. So I don't want us to bring this conversation about one place is being treated a little differently from the other place. We're not bombing people. We're not going to the east and throwing bombs at people. We're talking of something that is real right now. The IPOB one, we have a man in court right now. He's going through the process. And let's leave that. I feel that when we're discussing about the things that are happening in Nigeria, when it comes to especially what is happening in the Northeast, let's concentrate on that and see what we can do to stop what is happening there. Constantly, the deaths, the killings, the kidnappings. What we should concentrate on is what the government needs to do better in making sure that we arrest this situation. We are losing military every day towards this fight against insurgency. So, you know, when we have these conversations and then we're bringing these ones up, something that's already in court and we're addressing that, it just makes me feel like we're not addressing the real issue.
Yes, no, we cannot address these issues in isolation. We have to look at precedents. We have to look at what has been happening. But let me hold you. We'll take a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues, and we expect phone calls and messages. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still having this conversation. And I know that, Sheikh Gumi had advised over time that we need to engage. We need to have conversations with this. We need to understand them, which to me, I feel it's pretty difficult, especially when there is no visible leader. We know that there are different factions. So you finish settling with this one, another faction rises up. You finish settling with that one, another faction rises up. How do we engage with a people we do not even understand their ideology and what they are fighting for? Excuse me. I just want to say something. You know, you have disturbed my train of thoughts by going on a break. Because
Sorry.
I wanted to say they proscribed the IPOB long before they started carrying arms like they are carrying now.
Yes.
It was Nnamdi Kanu's utterances that made them proscribe IPOB. And at that point, they could have called Nnamdi Kanu and had dialogue with him.
They didn't.
And the situation will not degenerate to what it is today. Okay. Now, these ones, you are not even dialoguing with them. You are treating them. And please, Miriam, I am not saying that there is any favoritism because I am totally against bringing tribal sentiments into anything. I believe in one Nigeria, and I don't care who I offend by saying this. Because you are dividing to what? We will now start dividing to our little hamlets. Yes. So let us even leave that one. We both have done their work. That's why we are fighting. Let's find that unity. So let's find the way to unite. Exactly. What I'm trying to say here is, these people are terrorizing Nigerians. Yes, innocent citizens. Innocent people. And you are telling me you don't want to call them terrorists. I don't care what you call them. Do away with them. Simple. Do away with them. Let me quickly don't tell me you can't use force. Because America, that when they go and kill, they go and kill. You go and kill Americans. They mean it. Let me take this. Didn't they go and invade Iraq? Didn't they go and invade Iran? They should have not Iran, Afghanistan. I get you. Yakubu from Dokwemu. Good morning, Yakubu. Hello. Good morning, Yakubu. Maybe the line is bad.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? Good morning. Yes, we can hear you. You're live.
Hello.
Good morning, Yakub.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Good morning.
Hello, Abby. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Can I go on? Can you hear me?
Yes, please. We can hear you. Go on.
Listen to those.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning to you, Sister Yanni. Good morning. And then Sister Sope. Good morning. Miriam. Good morning. Abby, you see, I didn't think that we found ourselves in a country whereby the system is working. Though this is my own personal opinion, I think by now Sheikh Gumi can pick up and then investigate and send to where it's supposed to belong to. You know why? Why? Because why is the only Sheikh Gumi have access to this guy? He took picture with them last time, and then the same Sheikh Gumi now come out and telling the Nigerian president and then Nigeria as a whole that we should not declare a bandit a terrorist. Why? Why? Because they are not a terrorist. See, whether they like it or not, they are really terrorists. They have been done a lot of effort, even than Boko Haram. Because the issue is this. These people, when you are about to cut them in one state, they will move to another state. From another state, they will move to... Last time, look at what they cut in the Sokoto state. How many people die in that very particular state? The same bandits, we went to a school, kidnapping a lot of small children, keeping them. Some of them will die in the hand. And then Sheikh Gumi is now coming out and telling us we should not declare them as terrorists. See, the Nigerian government should do the needful. They should investigate Sheikh Gumi very well. Because this guy is rapper with the bandits. How could you tell us that? They should declare them so that the military can patch them on. Good morning and God bless you all.
Good morning, Yakub. Thank you for your thoughts.
So I wanted to the reason we're having this conversation, for those that are not following, is that the National Assembly called on the military to ask what's the situation against these bandits. And the military told the National Assembly. The name was withheld for the person who spoke within the military, but the statement was, let me tell you the truth. We want that it was like, he told us the equipment is meant for war against terrorists and insurgents. And since these are bandits, we cannot deploy it. They said, we have signed agreements with the United States government that the Super Tucano jets would only be used to fight terrorists and in the place of war. So there was also a time, a few months back, when the government was saying that the Senate, the House of Assembly, the Speaker for the National Assembly, was saying, declare a state of emergency over the insecurity challenges over this country. That because everything going on now, they need to follow the rule of law. They will say, defend this. If you arrest them, you need to bring them into the court's legal system before you can prosecute them. All of that process slows down the ability to create a strong form of deterrence to other people. That if you create state of emergency within the military, what you will now have is that everybody in the military know that we have opportunity to do and undo to ensure we quell whatever insecurity is happening anywhere. And they will not be brought to book against the criminal international court. So I believe that this clamor is not unjust, and it is fair because of the people that we have lost in this battle within the military and innocent citizens that have died based on one banditry kidnapping or one attack, even the one that just happened in the mosque just this weekend. And it is expected that the president should respond. And Sheikh Gumi is a citizen of Nigeria. He's allowed to say his own. If the DSS feels like they want to ask for more information, they should ask him. He has given his opinion. These people are clamoring. All the governors have said, declare them terrorists. Governor, declare them terrorists. Everybody cannot be wrong. Can we just decisively deal with this situation by simply declaring them terrorists?
Let me take this call from James. James from Oshodi. Good morning, sir. Good morning, James.
You're watching TV.
It's not there. Please, I want to...
Can I go?
Before you go, please. Not vex, Mary. The terrorism is the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians in the pursuit of political aim. That is the reason why they are saying they cannot declare them terrorists, because they apparently do not have political aim. I will build up from there so you can talk first.
Let me hold you up a bit. Let's take a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Welcome back. We have Benga from London on the line. Good morning, Benga.
I think they are listening to the TV.
Hello, are you there? I don't think it's there, Miriam.
Okay. So I would like for us to separate who a bandit is, or what banditry is, and what terrorism is. And, you know, basically, in a few words, terrorism has to do with having, the end is that you have a political aim. So you have a leader, you have a military, you have a machinery to carry out violence, but it's under, you know, an umbrella of maybe a leader and things like that. Banditry is supposed to be like pockets of opportunistic criminality. So we see a vulnerable place, we rush in, take who we can, kill who we can, whatever the spoils of that you know, attack is, we share amongst ourselves. There's no one person to hold on and say this is the person. There's no face. There's no one army to hold on to. These are just, you know, a group of people just coming together just for what they can get at the time of, you know, the attack. But when it comes to these Tucano jets, it seems to me that the only reason we're having this conversation is because of these Tucano jets that we have brought in. So it's not saying we cannot chase these people. It's not saying we can't arrest them. It's not saying we cannot kill them when we find them. It's not saying we cannot go and ransack and raid their camps. You know, it's just saying that in order to do that, the Tucano jets cannot be part of the conversation. If we put the Tucano jets part of the conversation, then we are going to be having conversation of human rights. I understand democracy and the importance of it and how it has helped, you know, to protect innocent citizens. But sometimes where it is so glaring in the face of such violence, it's, you know, for me, it's like, do we take out Tucano jets? Look for another kind of jet. Chase these people down, get them, and let's be done with this. We cannot continue because we can use it for another thing. We'll use it for the rest of Africa. Sudan is in fighting something.
Miriam, let me pause you for a bit. I'm coming back to you. Let's take James. James from Oshodi. Good morning. Good morning, James. I think he's listening to the TV. Continue your thoughts.
Should stop listening to the TV.
Okay, so I'm just saying that if we take out the Tucano jets out of it, then maybe we would just face this war that we have been fighting for so many years. And also it brings the question, this is where we now have to now talk about where we get our arms from, who funds our wars and things like that. The American government seems to be in every war and every fight and determines to you who you should fight and how you should fight the person and how you should fight the country and what the repercussions are if you fight a certain type of war. Meanwhile, we don't seem to see the same when it happens with them, when they are invading countries and fighting countries.
They are superpowers.
So I think when it comes to that conversation at that level, the security conversations, we need to have a different sort of conversation. What you may call human rights violation, we may not call it that way because of this certain group of people. We have years and years of these people killing innocent citizens. We do not have a one name that we can call them, but we need jets like this that can, these are the sort of arms that would get these people. So it looks to me that we need, is it a different approach? A different approach, a different conversation concerning how we want to go about it. But to say that they are terrorists, I agree they are terrorists. And I think every Nigerian agrees that they are terrorists. Even they must think that about themselves.
Even Sheikh Gumi agrees.
It's just the Tucano jets that is now causing us to be wondering how we should go about this.
All right, let's quickly take this call. Ahmed from Kaduna. Good morning, Ahmed.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're live.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Hello, can I go on?
Yes, go on. You're live.
Yeah, thank you very much. The discussion you had this morning is a very good one, and I might ask everyone in the studio. You see, this issue is a very, very delicate issue. Sheikh Gumi in the north here and in Kaduna. Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Sheikh Gumi will come to talk.
You're listening to your TV.
And closeness with these people. And if you look at the reasons he's giving, declaring these people a bandit.
So I think we should say this again. When you call, just listen to the phone, not the TV, because sometimes it's delayed. Turn your TV down or turn it off. Just listen. We'll get across to you. But let me even ask this question. So now we have gotten the Tucano jets, which are supposed to be for terrorism, and we're not ready to declare anybody terrorists. Why did we get it? Shouldn't we have thought about this in the first place?
We're not saying they're not.
No, see, yes, because actually the process of Tucano is not this past 3 years.
Exactly.
It's not the past 4 years.
Has been.
So, but until, you see when they say economic power, until you have the lever to create your own guns, until you can build your own armory, until you can build your own helicopter. Because there's something going on internationally now. The Chinese and the Taiwan and all those stuff, territorial waters. The Chinese did not fight. They did not, because they're not buying the armory. They're not buying the ammunition from America or from any world power. They sat down within themselves and built it. You cannot tell them what they should do with their gun or how they should fight or how they should shoot. As long as Nigeria is going to meet America tomorrow for bullets, and then we go and meet Russia next tomorrow
pay for them
for guns, regardless.
But their conditions,
as long as you're going to meet them, they will give you conditions. I think that, like I said when we're starting, yes, fight them, declare terrorists, but we have a system that is producing crisis for us as a nation. And until we address this system, see secondary school students in Yewa that are calling up, they are paying hoodlums to attack their school. We see that happening. Kidnapping in Edo State is not bandits. Kidnapping in Asaba is not bandits. They are bandits.
As the same.
They are evil people. They are everywhere in the country. So they are criminals. So when we say that we want to attack the one in the northeast, we want to call this one terrorist. The one that is attacking them in Niger Delta is what? The one in the southeast. Until we deal with what is producing this crisis all around, we will still end up having to be cutting off the branches. And so while we are having this conversation, I don't want to hear of any more kidnapping. And we must acknowledge that there's been a bit of reduction in the number of, in the recurrence of kidnapping of children. However, we don't want to hear it at all. Whether church, whether mosque, until we bring it to nothing, until anybody that carries AK-47 that is not a military person is shot at sight, then we can now begin to restore normalcy and calm within the country. We can drive safely from state to state without being worried that somebody is going to come and jump in front of my car wearing military ammunition, which is what they do. They wear military uniform, jump in front of somebody's car and carry them away. Until we get to that point, we're still going to have to keep facing one form of changing nomenclature of what we're dealing with.
Yeah, let's take this call. Kennedy from Ojo. Good morning, Kennedy.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're live.
Yeah. Please, my contribution to the terrorism issue is this. We know what is right. We know what is wrong. And what kills a lot of prominent Nigerians is they will know this is green and their calling is blue. I was in Damaturu, Yobe State Capital, when Senator Alimodi Sharif contested. That is one of Abacha and Alimodi Mala Sharif contested for gubernatorial and won. Understand? Those boys that started those things, understand? They know them. They know them. Understand? Even earlier before now, they did a lot of destruction just to get the power. They know them. You understand? And one of those guys said, listen, you guys, they born you guys in this state, you guys should leave this place that will go to Keshe. Understand that they will do a lot of killings. One guy told me, so I took my leave immediately. You understand? I took my leave, until now I did not go back over there. So why do they say that they don't know them? They are all terrorists. You get me? This is my contribution.
Thank you so much, Kennedy. The conversation continues after this break. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.